Now in the last video we studied about experiments of Faraday, experiments of electromagnetic induction, and we studied two laws that Faraday gave for electromagnetic induction. First law was that whenever magnetic field lines associated with a conductor change, a current is induced, a current, or we can say an EMF, will be induced in the conductor. So if this magnet is moving towards the coil, there will be an induced EMF and induced current in the conductor. And the second law stated that this induced EMF, it depends upon rate of change of flux, the rate at which the magnetic field lines linked with the coil, at the rate at which they are changing, that will decide the magnitude of induced EMF. So till now we have studied about induced current and induced EMF, but only their magnitudes. We do not know anything about their direction. In which direction will the current be produced? We know that when it will move towards the coil, current will be induced. When it moves away from the coil, again the current will be induced, but in reverse direction. But what is making this current to reverse its direction? What is the reason? This reason and the direction of induced EMF and current is given by a law called Lenz's law. This law states that whenever a current or EMF is induced in a coil, it will be induced in such a direction that induced current and EMF will oppose the reason because of which they are generated. They will oppose the reason of their own generation. A current is induced because magnet is moving towards the coil. The current will be induced in such a way that it will oppose the motion of the magnet towards the coil. That means the coil will try to push the magnet away. The induced EMF will be generated in such a way that it will oppose the motion of the magnet. So if the magnet is coming closer, the induced current or EMF will push the magnet away. If the magnet is moving away, they will try to attract the magnet towards themselves. They will try to pull the magnet. How is it happening? We know that one magnet is affected by another magnet. We already studied in last chapter about solenoid. Solenoid had their own magnetic field. So this is a solenoid. If a current is going through this coil, it will behave like a solenoid. That means it will have its own magnetic field. That means it should have a north and south pole. Now Lenz's law defines the direction in which current is induced and hence which pole is generated in which direction. Which pole will be here, north or south, or which pole will be here, south or north. So let us first understand Lenz's law and then we will see how it affects the direction. Now Lenz's law states that induced EMF or current will be generated in such a direction that they will oppose the reason for their own generation. You can read the statement, you pause the video, read the statement alone, read the statement again. Induced EMF or current will be generated in such a direction that they will oppose the reason for their own generation. Whatever reason is making current induced or EMF induced in the coil, that reason will be opposed. So if the reason is the motion of the magnet, the coil, the induced current will try to stop the motion of the magnet in opposite direction. If the reason of generation of induced current is because we are changing the direction, because we are changing the area of the coil, then the induced current will try to contract the area. If we are expanding the area, then induced current and EMF will try to contract the area. If we are contracting the area, the induced current and EMF will try to expand the area. So whatever we do, same thing with angle also. We studied that angle, changing the angle will also induce current. So if we are changing the angle of the coil, the induced EMF will try to bring the coil back to the original angle. So whatever we do to generate induced EMF or current, induced EMF or current will try to oppose that. So they will be opposing the reason for their own generation. Hence, we can say that this statement, this formula that Faraday gave, this statement is incomplete because the rate of change of flux and EMF are always opposite in direction. So this can be corrected by using Lenz's law, and it will be equal to minus d phi by dt. And if the coil has n turns, like this coil, there are several turns. If it has n turns, then EMF will be equal to minus n d phi by dt. So this is the complete statement which not only gives the magnitude but it also gives the direction in which the EMF is generated. So this is theory. How do we explain this Lenz's law in a practical way? Now I told you already that the current will be induced in such a way that it will oppose, and if current is induced, that means there will be a magnetic field, and if there is a magnetic field, that means there will be a north and south pole. So now let us change the orientation of this coil. Let me rotate it towards you. So you are seeing this coil from this side. I am bringing this coil from here to like this. So what we will see? We will see a circle. The coil will go like this inside the board, so we will see a circle. Now if north pole is brought near, according to Lenz's law, what will happen? The current will be generated in such a direction that it will oppose the motion of the magnet. That means some pole should be generated here which will oppose the motion of the magnet. The magnet is trying to come closer. The pole that will be generated here in the coil will try to push away the magnet. Now which pole should be generated here to push away north pole? We know that like poles repel each other, so that means north pole will be generated here. So when the north pole is coming towards the coil, a north pole will be generated here, and obviously then south pole will be generated here. This north pole will try to repel the magnet. So we have to do some work to bring the magnet closer. Some work has to be done by an external agent to bring the magnet closer, because the pole that is generated here is trying to repel the magnet. The opposite is also true. If the magnet is moving away like this, then what should be the pole here that it opposes the motion? That means the poles that should be here should attract the magnet. So what will be the pole? Then it will be south side and north this side. So there is a trick to know which is the direction of current. So there was north pole. So if I draw N like this, then it will give us the direction of the current. This means the direction of current is like this. So it is anti-clockwise. So we can say that whenever is the current flowing anti-clockwise, it will produce a north pole. If it is a south pole, we can draw it like this. Now the direction of current is like this. So that means it is clockwise, and whenever the current is flowing clockwise, it will generate a south pole. So you have to be very careful about the pole that is generated. We have to study very carefully, we have to notice very carefully in which direction the current is flowing. If the current is flowing in anti-clockwise direction, it will generate a north pole. If it is flowing in clockwise direction, it will generate a south pole. So this is how Lenz's law works, that now if any other changes are made apart from the magnet, suppose we are not moving the magnet, we are moving the coil, same thing will happen. It will try to oppose the coil. Suppose if the magnet is stationary and the coil is moving away, again the current will be induced, but according to Lenz's law, the induced current will try to oppose this motion. That means the induced current will try to bring coil back. How will it bring back? By generating a pole here, so that it is attracted by the magnet. So the magnet pulls the coil. So which pole will be generated? South pole. That means when we are moving coil away in this condition, the current in this coil from this direction will be in clockwise direction, and if you see this from this direction, then this current will obviously look like a north pole. You can do this by taking a spring. Take a spring of your pen, and then you can assume the direction, and then you will notice the direction from both sides. You will see that if one side is south pole, the other side will automatically become north pole by these same two tricks. Now let us come to the next thing, that whether Lenz law follows law of conservation of charge. Now it is important because it has come several times in boards. Whether it is following conservation of charge. Let us do opposite of Lenz law. Let us say that when north pole is moving towards the coil, then instead of generating north pole on this side, suppose the coil generates south pole. Let us assume that for 1 second. It is generating south pole on this position. Now we were bringing magnet towards the coil. Now if south pole is generated here, this south pole will attract the north pole in this direction towards itself. That means when this is south pole and this is north pole, and then we don't have to apply any force to bring north pole closer to south pole of coil. Do we have to apply any force? The south pole of the coil will automatically attract the magnet. So we do not have to do any work. So here, if we do not have to apply any force, that means the work done by us is zero. We are not doing any work on the system right now. Now we also know that whenever the current is flowing in the conductor, some heat will be generated. So here also the heat will be generated, which will be equal to I square R, whatever heat is generated. Now, where is this heat coming from? We cannot create this heat. We know the conservation of energy. We know that we cannot create energy. Energy has to be transformed from one form to another. So what is transformed into this heat? Where is this heat energy coming from? Even when the work done by us is zero. These two statements do not make any sense, and they violate every law of conservation of charge and conservation of energy also. If the work done on the system is zero, then the heat generated by the system should also be equal to zero, because there is nothing else here which is doing any work. Everything is happening. Now, if south pole attracts it, its velocity will increase. If the velocity increases, its acceleration will increase. It will get closer to the coil. As it is getting closer to the coil, the velocity and acceleration will further increase, because the power of attraction is increasing and increasing. With every moment, with every point the magnet is moving towards the coil, the velocity and acceleration will increase. That means the work is not being done by any force, but there is an energy getting generated. Whenever there is velocity, there will be kinetic energy. So that means the kinetic energy is generated without any reason. We are not doing any work, we are not applying any force, still the kinetic energy is generated. This does not happen in physics. There is no reason for which an energy can be generated on its own. We cannot generate new energy, we can only transform energy. So we can transform some energy into this kinetic energy. This energy will come from the work that we are doing. The work is zero, so there should be no energy. That means there should be no kinetic energy. That means this scenario cannot happen. Hence, hence the Lenz law, which states that it does not happen, the opposite happens. That here the north pole will be generated, so it will apply a force in this direction. It will oppose the motion of the magnet. That means now, to bring the magnet closer to the coil, we have to do some work. The work will be equal to the force that is applied by us to bring magnet closer to the coil. More we get closer to the coil, more amount of work that we have to done, because the repulsion will be increasing. So work done will keep on increasing, and this increasing work done will be converted into this energy, heat energy. And as the work done is increasing, as we are moving closer, the repulsion is increasing. That means we have to do more work. That means more and more energy will be converted into heat energy, and the H equals to I square R relation, and the law of conservation of energy will be satisfied. So from this discussion we can say that Lenz law follows the conservation